Yeah. So today I'll go through a bit what Elizabeth said and Sri also mentioned, logging into the database, running a few reports and doing some transactions. So we'll start off by going to the website. So it's NLIS.com.au. And what we're going to do today is log in via My MLA. So this bit down here, log in via My MLA. So you'll have to set this up initially. So I'll click on log in via My MLA. And access this time is via one password and an email address. So you no longer have to remember all the different accounts. For LPA, you've got your LPA pick and LPA number. For NLIS, you've got your NLIS user ID and a password. So the concept of MyMLA is to put all your MLA products together, which is LPA, MSA, NLIS, ENVDs, My Feedback. You have to link them all once only, and then from there go to MyMLA, log in, and then you can access these products if you've got them linked. Today we're just going to go through NLIS. So we'll go to continue to NLIS. And you can see I've got two accounts linked to my MyMLA account. Today I'm going to go to my producer account. Now I'm into this producer account. This is the home page of a producer account. And this is what you'll see. So the first thing you do is set this blue section up the top. Click on the help. Click on help tools. And there are all the different tech tips or user guides we have available. There's a lot there. If you are having troubles using the system, go in and have a look to see the relevant tech tip or user guide. I'll close that down. And for the purpose of this exercise, then generally I always go through and I hide this header. I'll click on hide header, the top right-hand side. This gives us a lot more real estate to play with. Now, a lot of you who've used it before would have done so because you're cattle producers. So the first thing you want to do is you want to add sheep. So you go, I want to change my types of livestock. I've already done this. Click on go. And we say, okay, I've got sheep now, individual. You may have only had the sheep mobs ticked before, but now we're going to EID for sheep and goats. They're now added here. So click continue. And if you're changing between using the system for your sheep or cattle, after you've linked it into your system, all your functions available here, all your species or species types are here. So we're going to do a sheep individual today. And now we're ready to go. So what do I want to do today? I want to change the livestock type, which we just did, edit your account details. It's quite important to keep your email up to date, email and phone number up to date, because we need to contact people, we need to contact you for any updates, for any maintenance time. And also, I'll show you later, when you do a transfer or someone else does the transfer and your tag or your property is involved, we can email you notifications. So make sure you click on this edit my account details and update your details. Then the system is broken up into two bits. Notify the database of, which is these bits here. That's changing data. That is putting an inactive status on a tag, transferring an animal, doing a pick reconciliation, editing files you've uploaded before. So that's the doing part. And then this is the reporting. All the different reports we have in the system available for producers. But today we're going to go through livestock moved onto my property. We're going to use this sheep, goat, SA camelids is the South American camelids, which is alpacas and llamas. So we'll click on this one and hit go. There's always 2 or 3 ways to do a transaction. You can do it on screen, upload a file, or you can pick some tags. Now, because these animals come in onto my property, I've only got 2 choices. I can't select tags from other people's properties. So these are the 2 ways we can do it. So today I'm going to use, I want to type in the details. And if I'm going too fast for some of you, just remember you can actually watch this video later, and while you're looking at the video, you can be doing your transaction yourself. So here's where we enter the tag numbers, and that's not it. Got a heap of tag numbers which I've copied before. There's some tag numbers. And you notice, and Elizabeth did show you, that's the outside visual tag number. And this is the inside number, the microchip number, RFID number. So I've gone out, scanned some animals, got some tags. We're moving from this property, QBZZ, and they're moving on. Where they're coming from? They're coming from QBZZ 222, and these are my properties. So they're moving on to this property here, an NVD WABWA number. If you're using the ENVD, they always start with a 4. They move today, and this is where it's a little bit different to the cattle one. It's asking you for the number of head. Now there's 14 tag numbers here. As I said, I've got a combination of the visual number or the electronic number, and you can use either. It makes no difference. You don't use both, you use either. So if you have a scanner or a reader, you'll get this number. And if you're reading the animal's tag visually, then you'll get this number. Now there's 14 tags here, but there's 20 head. And obviously the difference is the 6 head, which are untagged sheep. There's a phased-in approach for sheep, EID, so you don't have to tag all the lambs. You only have to tag lambs born after 1 January. So if you have animals that are, or sheep that are born in November, December this year, and one born in January, February, you might have combination. So the whole idea is we know 20 animals have moved onto this property from this property. And these are the 14 individual animals. We continue. Gives you a confirmation. Is this what you want to do? They're going to this property, from this property. Again, just confirmation. Number heads 20. They're the tag numbers. We hit send. It's something Elizabeth mentioned. You get a receipt number or an upload ID. Now we get 2. That's the original upload ID for that file we just sent, and it splits the file into 2. The one for the 14 tags, and then the number of head 20. So it does the mob-based movement of 20 head, as well as the 14 individual tags. And you're often asked, if you've been audited, or the State Department have asked, have you done your transfer? Or if you buy animals and your stock agent or the person you're buying them from says they're doing the upload for you, you always ask for this upload ID so we can confirm it. So we've done the upload. We're going to have a look to see of the results. So click on View My Transaction History. And this is what we've done today. So we're going to look at all the things we've done from the 29th of July to the 29th of July, so that's today. And there's that upload we just did. That's the complete upload. So that's both the 14 movements and the 20 head. And we see we've got a warning and a complete. We click on the warning. It's going to tell us one of these animals was not on the property that we said it came from. Remember, we said they all came from that QBZZ2222. Well, this one wasn't on QBZZ2222. Wasn't on this pick. It was actually on the original pick, which is at QKZZ1111. I'm going to do this as an example to show you. So keeping your details up to date, like I said earlier, means that this property, QKZZ1111, this tag was taken off their pick, but it wasn't registered to them. Maybe they sold it to QBZZ. Maybe they sold it to that property. Maybe it jumped the fence. We don't know. All we know is it was registered to this property, but was transferred off this property. So we notify all those involved. The person who did the upload, the person we said the animals came from, and where we knew the tag last was. So that's your warning. And a warning means the transfer did occur. Error means the transfer did not occur. And that's usually because the animal or the tag is not in the database. Someone's written the tag number incorrectly, does not exist. So we can't actually move something that doesn't exist. Therefore, you'll get an error message rather than a warning. So that's the main difference between the 3 different types of files uploads. So you get complete, the warning, and error. Warning means it went through but had issues. Error means it didn't go through. And complete means the file went through with no errors whatsoever. So I'll go back to home. And that's how you upload a transfer. And that's your legal obligation if you're receiving animals that you have to notify the database. We quite often hear through audits, the person who I got them from said they were going to do it, agents said they're going to do it, and that's fine. But just make sure you check. And this is how you can check by asking for upload ID, or you go, I want to, this time, run reports. Livestock view devices on my property. So look at what has moved onto my property, livestock that have moved onto my property, and what's moved on today. So you bought animals, they said they've done the transfer, no results. So we go back a couple of dates. Sorry, livestock transferred onto property, not reported. What's moved on? The tags I put in were actually cattle tags. That's the other thing. So the cattle tags I put in come up as cattle, so you just need to make sure you change the species. Sorry, rookie error. So there's the 14 tags. I said there were 14. That's that odd tag that came out that was on the different property. Hence, it's lost its lifetime traceability. Again, yeah, buy animals, someone does a transfer for you, run this report, livestock transfer onto pig. Excuse me. So they're your basic reports. If you're moving animals off your property and you do the transfer, you want to confirm to someone, you can't see what's on their property, but you run the same thing, livestock transfer off pig. You came off this property and all species, the same 14 head, a different report this time. This is what's moved off your property. So if you do it for someone, you say, here's the results. You can get a screenshot of this and they can see what's moved off their property. A whole list of other reports, what's currently on the property, tags you've purchased. It's a good report to use if you want to download what they call the tag bucket file. And this can be used for all species, cattle, sheep, doesn't matter what it is. And you select down here, export. You can export the tag numbers and you download that into your software systems. So I'll go back home. And the last thing we won't do today, but we'll click on I want to notify database of. It's a pick reconciliation. And you go through the process of doing a pick reconciliation. It's very simple to follow. And like Elizabeth said, have a go at the system. You can't break it. It gives you information on the screen, what you need to do. There's a lot of reports, a lot of help tools. And obviously there's a restriction of 10,000 tags because of the numbers. I always use type in the details, and here's where you put in all your tag numbers. Make sure you scan the tags that are in animals' ears and unused tags in the drawer. Follow this process and it will guide you through how to do a pick reconciliation. People have asked, I know I was asked by two people from Queensland just last week about pick reconciliation, so I'll just throw that in quickly. So just follow the screen. You can't break the system. Run reports to see movements on, movements off. And as Elizabeth said, get an account if you don't have one already. that ends up my session.